If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
The Coach Matt Griffith Show brought to you by Collier Motors. Norman Collier and the staff at Collier Motors proud to support the Sylacauga Aggies and the Coach Matt Griffith Show. It was a long Friday night, wasn't it, Coach?
Yeah, probably one of the longest I've seen in coaching. I've been doing this now for 27 years, and that was a 2.5-hour rain delay. We had kicked it off at 7. At 7:05, we're off the field, and we waited till 9:30 to play. So it was long.
You look at some of the highlights, and that's during the rain right there, and it rained and rained and rained.
It did.
But here's some of the highlights of the game. Talk about that.
Well, you know, we came out the first half, even with the rain delay, and I mean, we were really hitting on all cylinders. We scored three very quick touchdowns, drove a fourth one all the way down the field and fumbled on the 8. And then after that, we just seemed to get in a lull. It was a dog fight back and forth, and we just never could quite put them away. We feel that it should have been 28-0 at halftime. It should have been a 35-7 game, but we made way too many mistakes offensively. And, you know, we've got to get those things corrected. We've got to learn to finish and get a team done and not let them hang around in a game.
Sylacauga beats Chilton County 20-13. How do you adjust with a 2.5-hour rain delay and you just run 3 plays in the football game? How do you do that?
I don't know. And, you know, if people know Chilton County, too, and you can't help we couldn't help our facilities for years here of where you put your visitors until we redid everything. So it's nobody's fault at Chilton, but they put you in this little bitty place, and so when it rained, we went into their gym and sat down on their visitor side right there, and, you know, for 2.5 hours, they had all their student body, all their cheerleaders, all their band. Well, they cranked up the music and they're line dancing in the gym, and I'm trying to keep my kids focused. And for 2.5 hours, I can't think of a worse scenario of trying to keep high school kids mentally prepared to play a game. I mean, it was like shock and awe. And so I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but we came out at halftime and we'd drive the ball and then we'd make a mistake. We'd drive the ball and make a mistake. And then right there at the end, we were just struggling. We were struggling to make first downs, and our defense just played lights out at the end, gave us a huge turnover. And the good thing about it is this: we've got a very inexperienced football team that found a way to win in very tough conditions at the end of a game. And we feel there's a huge positive to that taught our kids you can win in a tough, you know, adverse society right there.
I can only imagine the challenges to get a football team back emotionally ready to play, and I can just see it how sluggish a team might be.
It was, but you know what? When we came out after the rain delay, it really was nothing that affected us. I mean, like I said, you know, for about 3 or 4 drives, we are hitting on all cylinders offensively. You know, and it should have been, like I said, at halftime it should have been a 28-0 ball game, and this thing was fixing to be over. But it shows our kids, too, you can't let a team, even if they're struggling with a good coaching staff, you can't let a team hang around. You let them hang around, and then you get in what we call a dogfight. And that dogfight went all the way to the wire. They had the ball on the 8. They had a minute left. They had all the momentum. And the kid throws a pick, and Torrey Harris comes up with a huge interception, and we had to knock out 1 first down to end the game, and our kids did it. And, you know, it was one of those things. I was very upset that we didn't finish hard, but I remember Coach Posey walked up and said, "This is the toughest place for a Sylacauga kid to play. You got to win, get on the bus, let's go home."
2013 Sylacauga over Chilton County. Talk about a couple of 3 or 4 guys that stood out last Friday night.
Let me tell you something. Chase Ivy at our Mike linebacker must have made every other play. He has matured so much at that middle linebacker position that him, our 2 defensive tackles, we rotate about 4 defensive ends in there. They are the core of our defense. That front 4 and our Mike linebacker, we call it's a triangle. You know, that triangle is playing very good football right now. I compliment our 2 corners. We have a sophomore corner and a junior corner, and Gabe Cox and Dontarius Ware. They're like 2 pit bulls out there. They're so aggressive. They're fun to watch. And so we're getting better in the secondary. So I can't brag enough about our defense right now. We made a lot of personnel changes on offense this week. We have simplified some things. We've gone back to what we've sold our kids on, what is Sylacauga. You know, you're going to see us tomorrow night. We're going back to our shift. We're going back to this. We're going to do a lot of things that we hang our hat on, and we've moved some kids around that we think in the long run is going to help us offensively.
Coach Matt Griffith, our guest this morning. We'll take a break and come back and look at Springville, the first region game of the season, right after this.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
We believe everybody should have a great night's sleep. That's why you have to check out our Scott Living mattress collection today. Quality, comfort, and a lot of Z's. Dream big.
Introducing Scott Living Mattresses. For a limited time, save up to $1,000 on any Scott Living mattress set, plus 24-month special financing. When you buy a Scott Living mattress set, now is the best time to save up to $1,000 on a Scott Living mattress set.
Come in today to check out these and many more great deals. King's Mattress Outlet, Sylacauga.
The Coach Matt Griffith Show brought to you by Collier Motors here in Sylacauga. Springville tomorrow night, first region game of the year, Coach.
First region game of the year. We're 2-0. They're 1-1. You know, so I think that they've had a big win last week. So, you know, we expect them to come in and be who they are. You know, they're a big, strong football team. They got big kids up front. They do a good job of being like we call a 50-50 team. They try to run and pass about 50-50. And it's one of those things now. I think we've got the edge with speed, but every year we've played them twice in about the last 5 or 6 years, and both games were very tight. You know, one year we had to run a kickoff back to beat them at their place. So we expect a very hard-fought game. It is a home game, so we're excited about that. We're glad we're playing our first region game at home. And, you know, they got a big 6'4" quarterback, throws a good ball, got 2 good receivers. So, you know, we've had a great week of practice. We're very excited. You know, I can't think of a better day than yesterday we had. We were very smooth. I'm anxious to see today how smooth we are in our Thursday script. And, you know, let's kick it off 7 o'clock and let's see.
With a pro-type quarterback at 6'4", it's going to be important that you get defensive pressure on him.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. You know, the Hayden High School beat them the first game because of getting pressure to him. He's not as mobile as other quarterbacks we have faced, so we've got to get to him and can't let him sit in that pocket and throw.
Offensively for Sylacauga, you've looked at Springville's defense. How do you try to attack a defense like that?
Well, you know, the biggest thing is he's out of a 4-2-5. I know many people don't know what that is, but we really feel because we're an option team and we're a run football first team that he'll walk one safety down and give me what basically is a 4-4 look. And but if he walks that safety back, we're fully prepared for it. We've repped everything. You know, the biggest thing with us is when we throw the football, we've got to throw accurately, and we've got to throw to the right receiver. You know, those are the things that we did a great job of the first game that we did not do last week. A lot of times we had some kids open, we're throwing to the wrong guy. 2, we've got to run our option attack. We have got to be able to run our veer and our midline out of shotgun and under center effectively because it opens everything else up for it. So we've concentrated heavily, and here's the thing, that's us. That's what we do. That's what we do well, and we do it 3 to 4, 5 grades down, and we do it well. Now, we do want to give a shout out. I thought our junior high program, middle school, beat St. Clair County the other night. They lost everything. You know, they went undefeated last year, had a great year. We've got all those kids in the 9th grade, and they're going to be a special little group. But Coach Wilson and his staff has done a great job. We 28-6 with just all brand new kids, so that was fun to watch with our middle school.
And we're breathing a sigh of relief from the young ladies who were injured in a vehicle accident too. Absolutely,
and if anybody is watching, a parent or a grandparent is watching this morning, I'm sure kids aren't. They don't get up till about 7. But, you know, us older guys like to get up. Let me tell you something. We would not be celebrating those 2 girls. We would have been going to a funeral without them wearing their seatbelts. It saved them. And they, you know, they were bruised up, Both of them had bruised lungs. Both of them were one was cut up a little bit, but not very much. She's got some staples. The other one doesn't have a scratch. And it's because they had their seatbelts on and the airbags worked and everything. Because if you see that SUV, they had to cut them out of the car. They're very, very lucky. And, you know, it hit close to home. One of them was our Coach Steers' daughter. The other, our president of the Boost Club, Doug Merkel's daughter. We're very close to both families. So I'm telling you, wear your seatbelt because it saved their life.
That is good news to hear this morning. Coach Matt Griffith, the head football coach and athletic director at Sylacauga High School, our guest every Thursday morning. Brought to you by Collier Motors. The Aggies take on Springville, the first region game of the season at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. Kick tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Coach, we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks for having me.
More Daybreak after this.